right, we are back. We are going to continue through our ROS tutorials. My camera got covered. Not that you really want to see my ugly face, but that's okay. You'll be alright. If you were listening to my last video, you would have seen or heard my dogs. And they were going a little nuts. So, ooh, this is going to be fun. We're getting to Python code. They were going nuts. So I looked in the backyard and there's a deer. So they do that. They're dumb. In this video, this tutorial covers how to create and build message and serve files, as well as the ROS message, ROS serve, and ROS CP command line tools. Beginner tutorial, writing a simple publisher and subscriber. And I'm a Pythonista, so does that sound feminine? Whatever, I don't care. I do Python, it's the bomb. So, message files are simple text files that describe the fields of a ROS message. So far we've learned about the twist messages. Remember the whole up, down, left, right rotation and whatnot. And their usage generates source code. Cool. SRB and SRV file serve describes a service. Cool. And it's composed of two parts, a request and a response. Like a web HTTP response, request and response. Message files are stored in the message directory of a package, and serve files are stored in the serve directory. Messages. Yeah, see, that's why I have a pop filter, so you don't hear me breathing, but then you can. Let's see if I can get this in here. See, it'll cover up part of my ugly face anyway. Now you can still hear it. Simple text files, data types. Yeah, we know data types. There's also a special type in ROS, header. The header contains a timestamp and coordinate frame information that are commonly used in ROS. You will frequently see the first line in the message file have header. Here's an example of a message that uses a header, string primitive and two other messages. Header, string, child frame ID, geometry messages, pose with covariance, pose, twist with covariance, twist. Serve files are just like the messages, except they contain two parts, a request and a response. The parts are separated by a hyphen line. Here's this example serve file. Now my dog's whining in here. Reese, lay down. Nobody wants to hear you whine. She's a cute dog, but she's dumb. All right, let's create a message. So, ROS CD, beginner tutorials. Wrong window. This one, ROS CD, beginner tutorials. Cool. Make dir message. Make dir message. Echo int 64 space num into message num dot message. Cool. So now let's cat it. They don't tell me to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Int 64 num. The example message file contains one line. You can, of course, create a more complex file by adding multiple elements, one per line like this. There's one more step, though. We need to make sure that the message files are turned into source code for C++, Python, and other languages. So they didn't tell me to actually do that, so I won't do that. There's one more step. Okay, open package.xml. Boom. Make sure these two lines are in it and uncommented, so build depend. Oh, here it is. Here's the message generation one. You can't really read that too well because of the font. I'll see if I can change it later for next time. All right, message generation, and the other one is message runtime. So that must be this one, exec dependent. So this is going to tell me when I build, I'm going to generate message Python files, and when I run, I need to use those message runtime Python files. That's my guess. So now, note that at build time we need message generation, at runtime we need message runtime. Open. Dumb. CMake list in your text. In your favorite text editor. Add the message generation dependency to the find package. Here we go. Find package. So is that our only one? Yeah, find package. Oh, here we go. The examples: ROS CPP, ROS Pi, standard messages, message generation, escape :W to write it. You may notice sometimes your project builds fine even if you do not call find package with all the dependencies. This is because Catkin combines all your projects into one instead of an earlier project. Calls find package, yours is configured. Cool. Also make sure you export the message runtime dependency. So Catkin depends. Oh, here we go. Catkin package. So I wanna let's duplicate that line. Message runtime. Find the following block of code. Add message files. There we go. Uncomment it by removing the hash symbols and then replace the stand-in message. Start a message with your .message file so it looks like this. So I want to uncomment files, it looks like. And then I want to do num.message because that's the file we made. By adding the .message files manually, we make sure the CMake knows when it has to reconfigure the project after you add another message file. Now we must ensure the generate messages function is called. Golly day. Generate messages. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. So it looks like that. Dependencies, standard messages. Cool. In earlier versions, you may just uncomment one line, but did it tell me to do that? Oh, I see. Yeah. Cool. So I uncommented the generate messages. So this is kind of all the make stuff, like to build stuff. That's all you need to do to create a message. I still don't know what I'm going to use a message for, though. Do you? I don't. All right. ROS message show beginner tutorials /num. Notice there's no .message extension. Cool. So it found it, faux sure. In the previous example, the message type consists of two parts, the package and the num, right? So the package is beginner tutorials and the num is the message, and you'll see, I didn't see that. Oh, because I didn't run. ROS message show num. See, it's telling me to do that. I'm not very good at following instructions. That's why I'm doing this for you. So it told me where it found it. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now we're going to serve it. So I'm already in the ROS CD beginner tutorials. Make dir serve. Made a serve. Instead of creating a new serve definition by hand, we'll copy an existing one from another package. For that, ROS CP is a useful command line tool for copying files from one package to another. The dogs got quiet. That's good. Now we can copy a service from the ROS Pi tutorials. So ROS CP, ROS Pi tutorials, add to inst.serve, and we're going to put it in mine. Cool. Unless you have already... There's one more step, though. We need to make sure the serve files are turned into source code for C++, Python, and other languages. So let's do package again, and we'll find message gen. I think we already did this, right? We did this. Cool. Right, all right, we did this. Now I need to do the CMake. Add the message generation dependency to generate. Find package. Already did that. Okay, cool. So we did that again. Despite its name, message generation works for both message and serve. That's good. Now let's find the serve. Add service files. I'll copy that one. And we'll add to inst.serve. We're about to get served. Now you're ready to generate source files from your service definition. If you want to do that right now, skip next section to comment steps for message and serve. I'll follow step by step, right? That's all you need to do. Cool. Now let's make sure ROS can see it using ROS serve. ROS serve show beginner tutorials add two ints. Buzzinga, it found it. Cool. So my inputs will be A and B. My outputs will be the sum. Similar to ROS message, you can find service files like this without specifying the package name. ROS serve show add two ints. Buzzinga. And here you see where it came from, the original ROS Tutorials and my new beginner tutorials. Cool. Here, two services are shown. All right, common step for messages here. Unless you've already done. I think I did, didn't I? Let's see, now I gotta make sure. My memory is the worst. Did we already do this? Generate messages. Yep. Nope. There it is. Yep, that's what it looks like. So you want it to look like this, and that's what mine looked like. Now, here we go. Now let's do something fun. ROS CD, beginner tutorials, where I just was. Okay, back to my workspace. Catkin make install. When I clear my screen, I hit Command K on the Mac, just so y'all know, like that. Command K. So what did you do now? Oh, then CD. Oh, that takes me back to where it was, beginner tutorials. Any .message file in the message directory will generate code for all supported languages. A C++ message header file will be generated in devel include. The Python will be in devel lib Python 2. Python 2? Oh, come on now. Oh, ROS. Python 2.7 for serious? Man. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Python script we created in Catkin. Let's look at it. Does it tell me help review? Okay, cool. So let's look at it. I like the Python, so we're going to play with this. Let's see. Let's go back up to devel lib Python dist beginner tutorials. What's in here? Anypy cat any. What does that say? Nothing. That's typically blank. Message. Ooh, look, I got some Pythons. Let's look at the ini file from num import star. Cool. So now we're going to look at num. Holy goodness. Auto generated by GenPy. Do not edit. Huh. Python. So they do support, kind of support Python 3? Oh, I guess not. I mean, it's ifed, but whatever. Okay, we're extending a GenPy message. Type where it came from. No header. Full text. Cool. Slots num, because, yeah, see that maps to here. So that's the slot. That's the slot type. So the ini, if args or quids, super, self num equals 0, get type, serialize. Oh my, it's like a lot of Python code just to do this. Serialize, deserialize, numpy, blah, a bunch of structs. Okay, so this is some funky and ugly Python code, but I'm sure it has a purpose. I don't want to look at the C++ or the Lisp because, you know, I thought Python was easy to read. But they made it hard. C++, I don't know how it'd be. Okay, now we're getting help. So we do ROS message -h. And so now we can do ROS message for the subcommand of show -h, help. And raw. Bag files, we'll get there. Review, ROS pack is the package. ROS CD, change directory. ROS ls, list files. ROS cp, copies. ROS message provides related to messages. ROS serve provides information related to ROS service definitions. Catkin make compiles. Next tutorial you've made a ROS message server. Let's look at here we go. Let's look at a simple publisher and subscriber. I like the Pythons. That's what I did before. So we're going to do all the Pythons all day long. All right, so let's go home. CD, clear. ROS CD, beginner tutorials. Cool. Make their scripts. CD scripts. So our Python's going to live. I'm following instructions right here. Then download the example script talker.py to your new scripts directory and make it executable. All right, so we're going to get wget. Okay, so a wget is a Linux command to get a file. We're going to add a chmod plus x means I'm changing the modifiers, I guess, of this file talker, and I'm adding the executable flag. So now you can see this x here means I can execute this file directory, which means the first line of it says user bin in Python, which means it's going to run Python. Now I'm just curious, which Python is my default? I guess I should have done that. Python 2.7. Okay, cool. Now let's look at it. Well, VI Talker. Oh, this blue. You're killing me with this blue. All right, here we go. Talker, pub, ROS.py publisher, chatter, string queue size, any node, talker, rate 10 while not shut down, hello world. Then we sleep. Rate sleep 10 hertz. Okay. 10 hertz. 10 times a second. Rate.sleep. So I guess sleep until I can wake back up to finish this every 10 times a second. Why not? Let's see. And I'm going to publish something. So there we looked at the code. All right, user bin Python, ROS.py, standard messages.message, ROS.py publisher. Here we go. This section of code defines the talker's interface to the rest of ROS. So here I would do something in the real world like a GPS signal. So when I get a GPS tick or a new update from my GPS, I will publish it. When I get a new message from my disk or wheel encoders, then I would send a new message saying, hey, wheel encoders have moved so far. Maybe. Declares that your node is publishing to the chatter topic using the message type string. String here is actually the class standard messages.message.string. The queue size argument is new in ROS Hydro and limits the amount of queued messages if any subscriber is not receiving them fast enough. In older ROS distributions, just omit the argument. The next line, ROS.py.any node. Name is very important as it tells ROS.py the name of your node. Until ROS.py has this information, it cannot start communicating with the ROS master. In this case, your node will take on the name talker. Note the name must be a base name, cannot contain slashes. Anonymous is true, ensures that your node has a unique name by adding random numbers to the end of name. Refer to initialization, shutdown, initializing, etc., etc. The line creates a rate object rate. With the help of this method sleep, it offers a convenient way for looping at the desired rate. With its argument 10, we should expect to go through the loop 10 times per second as long as our processing time does not exceed 1/10 of a second. I said that much less elegantly. And then a standard loop. I'm going to get a new message. That's going to have a hello world with a time at the end of it. ROS.py login. You saw that jump, didn't you? Hey. Dogs. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right. See, this is the problem with live content creation in a shared space. My upstairs recording studio will be done soon, where hopefully we can't hear the dogs barking at the deer. Dogs barking at the deer. All right, this loop is fairly standard. Make sure it's not shut down. Excuse me. In this case, the work is to call publish hello string that publishes a string to our chatter topic. This loop calls rate.sleep. Well, we talked about that. Log info, ROS out, which we could see in RQT console, which we did recently. String. Okay, I'm ready to run this code. Writing. Oh, now we have to get somebody to subscribe. So we are here already. So now let's get our listener. Sweet. I know I'm going to have to source that thing on the other side. So let's do this while I'm here. That's my ROS core. Come back. Whatever, that works too. catgen source. Okay, cool. Oops. ROS CD. I see I'm thinking ahead and I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to mess up the tutorial. So now I have a scripts folder, I think. Cool. Beginner, listener, talker. I want to chmod the listener as well. File content. Let's look at this. Callback. Ooh, asynchronous communication. Cool. ROSPy login info. ROSPy get caller ID. Caller ID. I heard blank blank. Def listener. In ROS, nodes are uniquely named. 2 nodes with the same name are launched. A previous one is kicked off. The anonymous true flag means ROSPy will choose a unique name for our listeners so that multiple listeners can run simultaneously. So we're going to ini a node listener, making it anonymous. Now we're going to subscribe to the chatter topic, waiting for a string because that's the data type, the message type. And we're going to call the callback function when we get that message. ROSPy spin, it's a blocking, this I remember, it is a blocking call that says, while my ROSPy node is running, I'm just going to spin because this is an async thing. It says, every time I get a message, I'll call back. Let me see how they explain it. Simply keeps Python from exiting until this node is stopped. Yep. Let's see, building. Building my nodes. CD, catcan make. Cool. What? I want to run them. Now you've written a simple publisher. Let's examine the simple publisher and subscriber. I did that. Oh, does this work? I just want to run them. Examining. Oh, man. Okay, I already have a ROS core running. I already sourced. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're going to run them. All right. ROS run beginner tutorials talker.py. Hello world. See, it's ticking every once every 1/10 of a second. Now we who did it sleep? Nope, it's still ticking. ROS run beginner tutorials listener. So this puts the application in the context of ROS. Oopsie, don't do that. I'm totally messing up my video screen instead of clicking here. This puts the Python execution within the context of ROS. So they can be wired up together. They know where ROS core is running, all that stuff. Remember the listener with the string at the timestamp string at the end, the random number at the end of it. Those are my nodes. That's kind of cool. So you'll see something like info, time, listener, I heard. Cool. When you're done, press Control-C to kill them. Control-C, Control-C. Sweet. When you press Control-C, we killed it. Now that you've examined a simple pub and sub, let's write a simple service and client. I'm just going to see if we get to run it here. If we get to run it here, nope. This will be the next video. In the next video, we will write a simple service and client. Remember, this is where we started to add. We're going to add the two numbers and return the sum. I think, yeah, we already set up the file or the interface. I guess we set up the interface, so now we have to execute that interface. So until next time, I welcome feedback here at YouTube. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Find me at fauie.com, F-A-U-I-E.com. Twitter at Chris Fauerbach, F as in Frank, A-U-E-R-B-A-C-H. Until next time.